That's what you think. You're wrong. Great line. Great line. I think this week we're finally starting to see the makings of Batman emerge from Bruce Wayne, the son of Gotham. We pick up where last week left off with the death of Officer Parks. Begins with the funeral. We have Gallivant in jail, and we have the monks from the Order of Dumas beginning their quest to cleanse Gotham. And we also have Bruce Wayne continuing on his journey to discover the killers of his parents. So we have the funeral scene then of Officer Park. We have a little scene where the captain and Gordon are carrying the coffin and give each other a look in acknowledgement of the events that transpired. Each man has been affected somewhat and possibly a little scarred. But I think where they're going with the darkness of Gordon, it's getting a little bit tired. They went for the powerful scene where he was back at the apartment drinking the whiskey, trying to embrace his darkness again. It's how far will he go? Look, this is just getting tired. Jim Gordon's a cop. Everybody has a dark side, but look, he's not going to turn to a bad guy and turn into a serial killer. It's getting a little too brooding. I mean, the Dark Knight is saved for the Dark Knight Batman himself. Okay, we have the absence of a Batman character being Gotham, a prequel story to Batman, but we don't need Jim Gordon being basically Batman of the PD. So we have Bruce Wayne teaming up with Selina Kyle to basically try and get the name of his parents' killers from Gallivant, without Gallivant realizing that Bruce has in fact figured out who he is. I thought it was a great scene now where Bruce realizes he has to lie and cheat in order to get what he wants and embrace the darker side of life and manipulate his potential girlfriend Silver. Great line is the best liars always tell the truth. Good to see Selina Kyle and Bruce Wayne teaming up again. No doubt it'll set up for in the next couple of seasons as they get older. Will they still trust each other? Will they work together? It's setting it up nicely for the later Dark Knight stories. What I didn't see coming initially was the whole scene with Tommy the Knife. I honestly thought they were working for Gallivant, but I must say it was nicely done. When Bruce Wayne was dragged away, yeah, you could see what was going on there. But I didn't really give the character that much credit to have actually masterminded such a plot and show. But yeah, they really stepped up a gear, and it's good to see now. Bruce Wayne is slowly starting to embrace his Dark Knight side. I look forward to how they develop his character now as the season progresses, especially with all the goings on, Gallivant rising to power, and yeah, it's going to be interesting. Especially now, I wasn't too keen on his involvement last season. He seemed like a bit of a whiny kid. Should he really be in the story? Gotham is supposed to be centrally focused on Gordon. Again, more on that later. But I'm glad to see what they've done with it. They're bringing Bruce Wayne more to the fore and actually showing his Dark Knight credentials, well, or the makings of them. So, the Order of Damas is coming to the fore. Gallivant has now revealed himself to be Damas of the Order of Damas. Obviously now he's back out, free to roam the streets and bend the city to his will. I like that the story is progressing. It felt in the earlier episodes that, okay, it was trying to go somewhere but didn't quite know where it was going. But at least now we see there's a bit more direction in the story, while we also have more of the sub-stories. Bruce continuing, as I said, with the plot to figure out who his parents' killers are, trying to unearth what the hell is going on in his company, and Also, the manipulation of Gallivant, which did or did not work, but shall we see in later episodes. I really enjoyed the big reveal of Dumas at the end of the episode, kicking Gordon's ass. Gave me some level of satisfaction. All right, great fight scene. Gordon can kick some ass, but he really had his ass kicked. I like the little brief comedic touch of the odd couple being the Riddler Edward Nigma and Oswald Cobblepot. Nice little show, nice little scene there. I'd like to see that kind of chemistry build up now in the later episodes, but I really like where they're going with Nigma. Great acting there, really showing I suppose, the merging of the two individual personalities, the yin and the yang, so to speak. But yeah, watch this space. I think there's big things ahead for Nigma. Yeah, nice to see Alfred kicking a bit of ass. Really like that scene where the Gallivant sister, or Dumas sister, whatever way you want to look at it, that attempting to whip him. You expect him to be caught, and he just catches it. Nicely done. Nicely done. Never thought would I expect to see an Alfred kicking ass. You'd asked me before I sat down to watch Gotham from episode 1, would Alfred kick ass? No, sir. It's good you're changing, but don't change too much. Great line there from Selena towards the end. Again, I think that's just a nod to the early emergence of the Dark Knight. Um, yeah, altogether, I enjoyed the episode. There was one or two flat spots, namely again, Gordon's embracing his darker side again. I did mention earlier on that basically I think the show is starting to move away from its central focus on Jim Gordon, which was the initial premise of Gotham. It seems to be focusing on Gotham itself as more the central character. While I do enjoy that, it just maybe seems that there's a little bit too much going on at times. You have far too many sub stories and subplots, and they're all trying to tie the loose ends up by the end of the episode, while also leading to a big, well, I wouldn't say big, but a cliffhanger in order to keep you interested for next week. I like where the story is going, but again, Gallivant is good, or Dumas, but I don't know. There is something lacking in his character. He goes for the suave, smart, slick, I'm 10 steps ahead, but there's still just something lacking, some lack of substance to his character. But uh, there's enough to keep me going with Gotham. I'll keep going for another couple of episodes. Hopefully now it leads on to something more or another big reveal. Um, I'd like to see the return of the Joker. That was a great couple of episodes in the intro. And again, like last week's episode, I did like the graffiti in the background. So I think we're going to see a return of that. Because to be honest, okay, seems to be a story building momentum in the background, but it's a little flat. And I'm going to give this week's episode a okay rating. Well, thanks for watching my review. This is actually one of my first reviews. I've only recently begun reviewing TV shows and movies, so obviously it's very early days, but practice does make perfect. Hope to see you back. If you do want to see some more upcoming videos, just subscribe. And hope to see you again. Cheers.